Gender Search, 10:04 a.m. Make it. So another piece of this, another way they're financing their global terrorist agendas, their sexual slavery rings, their slavery rings, their organized crime rings, illegal gambling rings, is through this theft and sale of fraudulent data. So they got these implantable devices that they put in the nervous system and read these neurophysiological cue monitors. Basically, they're monitoring the nervous system. They also got implantable devices involved with telepathy and other things. And then they have other implantable devices they use to neuromodulate the nervous system while they read these readings. So what they're doing though is they're selling people these brain maps, this and that, and they're making up stories about these brain maps and neurophysiological cue monitors at certain moments in time, and selling these brain maps and the readings from the nervous system as data. But what they're not telling these people is they don't know what the data means. They're just making shit up. Because the real reason they don't know what it means is because they have multiple devices going off in my brain and body at any given moment in time. So at any given moment in time, there's 2 to 10 people interacting with my nervous system. So there's some people using one implantable device to impair one region of my brain. There's another person using neuromodulation on a region of the nervous system that has a larger control on the nervous system, and they're using it in a state of flux. They're doing all sorts of stuff. So they got all sorts of different devices interacting with my nervous system while they're monitoring these brain maps or monitoring these neurophysiological cues on a computer. So what's going on is these people are then taking that data and selling it to people, and they're selling it they're selling it as authentic data, and they're selling it with some made up story attached to it, but it's really fraudulent data and tampered with data, and they don't even know how to explain the data, and don't know how to explain the effects of these other devices on my nervous system and how they influence the brain maps or how they influence the neurophysiological cue readings that these people are monitoring on a computer system, because they have multiple devices going off in my brain and body at any given moment in time, and they don't know which devices are going off at any given moment in time, nor do they even know the magnitude of the influence on the nervous system at any given moment in time from all these different devices. So they're just harvesting data. They got these neurophysiological cue monitors, they have these brain maps, etc., and they're just making up stories behind the data and selling it. And then but they don't know how to explain the data, and they don't even know like what they're monitoring on these neurophysiological cue monitors and what they're monitoring on these brain maps. They don't even know how to explain what they're observing, because there's so many competing influences influencing those monitors and brain maps that they just make something up and they're selling it to people. So that's part of their financial crimes scheme, and terrorist financing, sexual slavery financing, and financing of organized crime scheme and illegal weapons manufacturing and distribution is selling data under false pretense and selling data with a fake story behind it. And then there's these people, I guess, who are like impressed by shiny packages and flashing lights or something, and they don't even ask them, well, what is this data representative of? I know what you're telling me, but are there competing devices influencing these neurophysiological cues? Is there competing devices influencing these brain maps? Is this an authentic reading of the nervous system during event X? Or is this a reading from the nervous system during event X with various manipulations of the nervous system going on during event X? So they do stuff like that, but that's a part of their hustle, is just selling misrepresented data and then misleading investors and consumers. So that's a piece of this too. And that's another way they're fueling terrorism, terrorist financing, organized crime, slavery, sexual slavery, as well as these parties for drugging, murder, hurting for implantation, parties for blackmail, parties for sex and hand tying, parties for sex and making body templates for then later video manufacturing for frames, knee bending, abuse into compliance through slander and misrepresentation, etc., etc. So be wary. Praise Jesus.